In this video, we'll create a geometry as you can see on my Rhino screen. First, let's start from an empty document. Let's create a rectangle. So using this rectangle component and set the size to 10 by 10. Let's make a copies of this rectangle. Use move. So move this rectangle along z-axis. I can make one copy of the rectangle. If I want to make a series of copy of rectangle, I can use a series battery. So instead of moving using one number, I can move it using a series of numbers. So I can create 10 rectangles in this case. And the number of rectangles is controlled by this value here. Currently by default is 10. And you can set that to any number you want. Let's give a slider from 1 to 20. So that's what that is. So these are the rectangles. And the step controls the distance between each of the rectangle. By default, it's 1. You can also control the steps using a slider like this. Now let's scale these rectangles gradually as they move upwards. So to do that, we can use a scale component and set the factor to, let's say, 0.5. Now what happens is this operation will scale all of the rectangles at the same factor, which is half of the original. And also you can see that it's a scaling based on the origin point. And we want to scale based on the center point of each rectangle. To do that, we can use the area battery as we did before. Use the centers of the rectangles as the scheduling center point. Now you can see that I can scaling all the rectangles based on the center point, but they are at the same scale factor. And to use different scale factor, we can use a series value starting from 1 because it's going moving from bottom to top. So the lowest portion, I would like to maintain the same size. So the start value is 1, which is original size, and then slowly reduce its size. So for example, every time I'll reduce 3%, so from 0.01 somewhere to 0.1, that's the scale factor. And currently the number is 12. So I will use 1 to 20, 12 as a series. If I check the value of this list, it's starting from 1 and it's getting larger. So what we need to do is to set this to negative value. So from the minimum is negative 0.1 and the maximum is negative 0.01. And default is negative 0.01. And now you can see that it's from 1 and slowly reducing the scale factor. Now if I connect this scale factor, a list of scale factor to the rectangle, you can see that it's slowly decreasing as it moves up. Because these rectangles are confusing, I'll hide all these rectangles. I'll also hide the center points. Now I can change the rate of schedule by reducing the step. The last step is to rotate each rectangle based on their center point. So let's use rotate, connect the geometry to geometry, and using the same center points as the rotation center point. For the angle, if we set that to one single number, and you'll see that all of them will rotate at the same rate. So all of them are rotating. Oh, because this is in radians, so it rotates like crazy. We need to set that to degrees. You can see that it's rotating. All of them are rotating at the same rate. To change the rotational angle as it goes up, we need another set of series. So let's copy this series here and set the angle to, let's investigate what this is. From 0 to 24, that's okay, let's try that. And let's hide these sets of rectangles. Now we can see that the rectangle rotates as it goes up, and we can change the maximum value to, say, 30. Now all the rectangle rotates at different rates. And to create a surface using these rectangles, we can use loft component, connect the geometry to the surface. You'll see that this is the geometry we intended. You can also change the size of the scale. You can also change steps. So this is the geometry. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about the consistency of data flow.